just going to talk about movie adaptations and Sydney Sweeney. So if you're a fan of Sydney Sweeney, then stick around because we're going to delve into a little bit of her career and what she's up to more recently. So what I would appreciate you do while you're here is just leave a comment in the box below and tell me where you are in the world watching this video and what the weather's like. I'm stuck here in the UK and the weather is, as you can imagine, grey, damp and miserable. But you kind of get used to that after a while. So yeah, my name's Wayne. I'm a self-published author and I publish and write sci-fi stories. In case you haven't guessed already, the Echoes of Betrayal is a series that I'm doing just for my social medias. If you want a individual story that won't be so popular to begin with, then go to my website wayneblinko.com and sign up to my newsletter, where I'll be producing a quarterly newsletter with fun facts about what I'm up to, and also my intention is one exclusive video that will be exclusive for the 3-month period, and then yeah, just for people that sign up to the newsletter. It won't cost anything and I won't spam your inbox either. So today just sat here in sunny England as it is, and yeah, I just want to talk to you about movie book adaptations and Sydney Sweeney. Now, Sydney Sweeney's done an awful lot with her career, given the fact that she was in Madam Web, and we all know what a success Madam Web was. And she felt that she was tricked into the MCU. She felt, if you listen to her in her interviews, she thought she was actually going to be joining the official MCU rather than the Sony version of the MCU. So yeah, she didn't take it too seriously. I like the response that she gives about Madam Web. It's not like she's totally blaming anybody for the failure of the film. I think she appreciates that it was a bit of a flawed project to begin with. It was a Spider-Man film, essentially, without Spider-Man. Now, she's been in a movie, which I'm not sure if you've seen, Not Much Ado About Nothing. So, yes, she's been in 1 or 2 films, and she's got a new film coming out, which looks really interesting. Now, the film that she was in was Anyone But You, which is a loose adaptation of the Shakespeare play Much Ado About Nothing, which is such a classic. And it's been adapted so many times. I think as an author, I mean, I would really appreciate if in 200 years' time, or 300 years' time, people were writing and rewriting some of my books. I don't think they will somehow, but you never know. You never know, and I won't be around to see it anyway. So yeah, it was just one of those things, isn't it? Not that I want to be immortal. I think immortal would just be ridiculous, because all that love, loss, and hate and hope that you just go through, be a bit sad, really. Just watching everyone around. We've gone off topic, haven't we? So yeah, such a classic. But it wasn't just Sydney Sweeney in the film, it's Glenn Powell. And this gives us, it had a major rom-com vibe. And have you seen it yet? Did you realise that it was based originally on Shakespeare? Let me know in the comments box below. I think Sydney Sweeney is such a talented actress, and she's been on fire lately, from Euphoria to The White Lotus, and her range is amazing. I don't know whether or not she'd get an Oscar. I think her off-screen persona is possibly a bit too controversial for people to actually recognise that she has actually got quite a bit of talent there. And she's quite talented, not just on screen, but off screen as well. I mean, she built and rebuilt a classic car, I think it was a Bronco, and that takes patience and time. And I love how she is such a down-to-earth actress as well. There's no pompousness about her, and she kind of gives the vibe that if you saw her and you talk to her nicely, treat her with a bit of respect, then you're going to get quite a good conversation back. So yeah, I don't know whether or not she'll win an Oscar, but I think eventually maybe, if she carries on diversing in her roles. I mean, she done the role, I think it was Christine, about a boxer, the female boxer with various issues in their life, and that was didn't do quite so well, but then it wasn't released widely on all the platforms. Thank you for the like. Hi Leo. How are you? How are you this morning? Thank you for stopping by. Just talking about Sydney Sweeney at the moment and books that have been made into films. So if you've got a favourite film that is based on a book, drop it in the comment box below and we can chat about it. I think one of the best movie and book adaptations is Lord of the Rings. For me, Peter Jackson's trilogy is the best trilogy of films, and I think it scooped something like 17 Oscars in total, which was just phenomenal. And Peter Jackson had an awful lot of problems with the studio trying to develop it where he wanted to. Initially, Hollywood wanted it filmed in LA and certainly not in New Zealand, but he stuck by his guns, which was quite a ballsy move considering the fact that all Peter Jackson was known for was very low budget, gory, kind of off the wall films. So to have the balls to say to the producers and the directors, everybody at the studio, actually, no, we're going to make this in New Zealand. And I think it was £1 billion, $1 billion to do it. And the amount of struggles that he had. But I think Lord of the Rings shows, if you've got somebody who believes in the source material, how good the film can actually be. It's never going to replace the book. The books are going to be able to have more detailing and more characterization. But I really loved what Peter Jackson did with Lord of the Rings. And the Hobbit, not so much so, but then the Hobbit is a much smaller book. And to be able to expand that novella, I think it was probably only about 150 pages. It wasn't a particularly big book, but to expand that into 3 films, again, it shows the guy's talent, really. So what's your favourite book adaptation? Mine would have to be Lord of the Rings, I think, definitely. But there's been so many others. And what amazes me at the moment as well is, as speaking earlier about Shakespeare, William Shakespeare, for a writer who was around during the Elizabethan period, his work is still relevant even by today's standards, and people are still adapting his work and coming up with their own versions of it, and that's quite telling, really. I'm not going to go into William Shakespeare because I'm just not a big Shakespearean, but I probably am without realising it. Hi Liam, how are you? So leave a comment. I'd love to know where you are in the world and what the weather's like. I'm sat here in the UK on a damp and grey, miserable morning. It's 8:36 here in the UK in the morning. So let me know where you are in the world and what time it is. So another book that has been adapted into a film series is Dune. And I remember watching the original Dune with Captain Picard and Sting, which is quite a good combination actually when you watch it. Patrick Stewart and Sting on screen together, not a combination that you'd probably think of today. But I liked the original Dune film. It was a film of its time, and they did the best of what they could with the resources that they had. That's now some... Like you got to catch Walter and Jesse. Okay. I'll check that out. So, but June has really kind of taken the storm, and I didn't think it'd be as successful as it was. But the first film that they produced a few years ago obviously spawned the sequel, which came out last year. I think, was it last year or this year? And they're making the 3rd film in the series. So I'm really intrigued as to what they're going to be doing with that. Another film that's gone on to, or another book that's gone on to spawn a phenomenal film franchise is, of course, Planet of the Apes. And I don't remember going to the cinema for the originals. I'm not that old, but I certainly remember watching them on TV, on the reruns. And then they did a TV series of Planet of the Apes as well, with Charlton Heston being in that lead role for the film. It was quite good that they managed to bring him back as one of the apes in the remake. But that franchise, after watching the first remake of Planet of the Apes has gone off into a totally different direction that I didn't think it would. And they've made quite a few films now, all based around those series of books. So you never know. I mean, as a writer, you do kind of hope that your book gets to be put on the screen, which was one reason why I started to do the videos. So hopefully in time you'll be able to see some of my stories in a video format that you'll be able to sit down and enjoy. I did dabble a little bit with some of the spaceship designs, but I'll go through some of those in another video. So yeah, whilst we're speaking of books, I have been busy working away on the sequel to Broken Ceasefire, and that's now available for pre-order. Goes on sale this weekend, and yeah, if you want to check out my books, go to my website, wayneblinko.com, and you'll find all of my details on there, including links on how to contact me. Oh, incidentally, while you're there, if you sign up to my newsletter, I will be producing a newsletter every 3 months, approximately, just basic news, no spam. And for those people that sign up to the newsletter, you'll get access to some of my content early, and it's all free of charge. So I'm not charging a penny for early access or the newsletter at all. And it'd just be great, and appreciate you sticking around and signing up to the newsletter. That'd be great. So anybody got any questions, anything you'd like to ask me personally while I'm here? Or is there anything that you'd like to contribute to the channel? What do you think of Echoes of Betrayal as an audiobook? Are you enjoying it? Where do you think that story is going to go? Leave me your thoughts. I'd love to hear them. So other books that have been adapted, can we think of any? Narnia. What on earth is going on with Narnia? Narnia is one of those books that it was released at the same time as Lord of the Rings. C.S. Lewis and Tolkien actually knew each other, and they critiqued each other's work, and Tolkien wasn't a fan of Lewis's. He said it was just too childish. But having said that, they've both gone on to become successful in their own right. Now, The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe is one of those films that I think everybody has seen, everybody knows about it. And some of the other books in the series, because I didn't realise, originally, Lion and the Witch and the Wardrobe is a series of 7 books. Because all we ever really see is Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe. Now, that is a book adaptation that has been altered and messed with so many times. There was originally, I think, an animated version, which is what I grew up on. That was my sister's favourite Christmas film. She loved that. So we'd quite often have to watch that along with other things. If you've got an older sister, then you know what it's like. I love my sister to bits, but growing up, having an older sibling is a bit of a pain in the arse. But then she'd turn around and say that being the youngest got me out of trouble more often than not. So yeah, C.S. Lewis and Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe, I've enjoyed all of it so far. The BBC have made various adaptations of the books as well. And then when Disney bought the rights, they brought out the Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe, Prince Caspian and The Voyage of the Dawn Dredger. But there's still another 4 books that haven't been adapted. Now, Netflix, I believe, have the rights to the books, and they're going to be producing their own series, but I think they're going to be going down a bit of a dodgy path with some of the ideas that they've got by having a female voice Aslan, when Aslan is the lion, you know, unless they're going to make him a lioness, but then you can't make him a lioness because you can't have that scene where he has his mane cut off if he's a lioness. So yeah, that's where we're up to. So I just thought I'd come on here this morning and say hi. And if you want to go to my website, wayneblinko.com, and sign up to my newsletter, you'll be getting free content, a free video every 3 months or so. Hi and welcome to those who are joining. So yeah, if you want to go to my website and sign up to my newsletter, grab yourself a free story. I'm working on a new story that will be exclusive for those that have subscribed to the newsletter. everything is free. I'm giving all of this away. So and if you enjoy the channel, subscribe to the channel and leave a comment in the box below and let me know what you think of Echoes of Betrayal. I'd love to know your thoughts and where you think that the story's going. Naturally enough, I know where it's going. I should do, I'm writing it. But I've got some twists and turns coming up for that series that hopefully won't be too shocking, but they won't be too obvious either. So stay tuned. So thank you so much. Just thought I'd come on and say hi, as I have been this week. And I appreciate all of your support. And I really, I might never meet all of you, but know that your support and the things that you can do by liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting, I really do appreciate that. And I'll be back tomorrow morning with some more waffle, but hopefully it's friendly waffle and you don't mind listening to it. And yeah, although there's got 15 people, so 15 people according to the chat. Let me know where you are and what is your favourite book adaptation so far. Just leave a comment or just say hi, and I'll give you a shout out. So give you a couple of minutes. The thing with doing these live is that there is a little bit of a delay, so I can talk and then about 10 seconds later, anyone that's typed a comment shows up on the screen. So just say hi. Yeah. Predator. I've got some news about Predator. I'm hoping to go and see the film this weekend, and when I do, I'll be able to give you a review on Monday. I tend to go to the cinema when it's less busy because people go in there with a whole stack of food, and all you hear, I'm here to watch the film, not listen to you eat. So if it was up to me, I'd ban popcorn and crisps, anything that makes a noise while you're watching a movie, because you don't go there to listen to that, do you? You go there to watch and listen to the film instead. Okay. All right, well, that's it for today. Thank you so much for your time, and I'll be back here again tomorrow, and I look forward to it. If you're enjoying the content, please like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to go to wayneblinco.com and sign up to my newsletter. Thank you so much. See you tomorrow.